Hey football parents, now my name is Coach Curtis and today I'm going to show you a session where we're going to help your child stay with the ball. Now before you go anywhere, just remember to click the link below and to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our future videos that we may have coming up. Okay, now we're going to get straight into the practice. Now as you can see, with this practice you will need 4 cones to set up in each corner. See if you can get some longer cones so they're more obvious to your child, and then put some random cones inside the area that you set up. What you're going to ask each player to do is to maneuver the ball in their own, plot their own little path within the cones, which I'm going to show you very shortly in this video. Now as the parent or as a coach, you're going to be on the outside, and you'll also have some cones as well that you can use as signal to help with their awareness and to keep their eyes up as you move around the area, encouraging a child to keep their eyes up whilst staying with the ball. So if I was to play the session from now, as you can see, the player starts to maneuver the ball, plotting their own path around the area. As you move around the area, you hold different coloured cones for them to spot. They call them out and try to see them while they're dribbling the ball, keeping it close to their feet. Now as you can see, as the player was just about to play the ball to you, the parents, so this is where we look to move the session on, and then looking to link with the parents on the outside. Once they play the pass, they look to find a new space to receive the ball and open out, and then continue to dribble and maneuver in between the cones. The reason why we do this is because we want to add more aspects that they would occur in the game. So instead of just dribbling with the ball, they're looking to also now look to pass and look to find space, receive, check their shoulder, and then look to take the ball, which is adding more functions which would have happened in the game, because we're trying to make it as game specific as we possibly can, and just throwing in other elements so they get used to responding to different elements that would occur in a game, because the game is chaotic, so they have to get used to playing in situations that are unpredictable. Now a few things that they should think about, so a few key points, like I mentioned earlier, is about keeping their eyes up. Now we want them to keep their eyes up because they need to be aware of what's on, they need to be aware of where the opposition is, and they need to be aware of obviously where the teammates may be on the field or where the spaces are, and so they can exploit them quickly. So a way we encourage keeping their eyes up, like we mentioned, is with the cones. Can they spot them? And they call them out as quickly as possible. Sometimes you can play a little game, like say, okay, how many times can you spot this within a minute, just to see how quickly they can keep their eyes up whilst also dribbling with the ball as well. We also want to encourage them to have soft touches on the ball, so we don't want them to have heavy feet, using all sides of the foot. Inside, outside, sometimes using the sole. We can encourage them to use little tricks as well, use little body feints, moving quickly. So we want them to have soft touches on the ball as they are maneuvering in the area. We also want them to be able to use both feet, because we want them to try and be comfortable going both ways and become a more balanced player when they're playing the game. And lastly, in terms of the teaching points, is can they play quickly? So at points you wanted to say, oh, okay, can you do that quicker? How quickly can you play? Because we want them to get used to making quick decisions. Okay, because if they start to get into a lethargic habits, and then they'll start to bring that into their game as well, so where they start playing really slowly. So we ask them to try and play really quickly, because when players can play quicker and change that speed quickly, that's when you tend to see players who can unlock defences and create things a lot quicker. Now some added progressions we could add into this practice, as the parents, you could start to apply some pressure to your child into the area. So what you could have you go start to close them down into the area and start to make them think about, oh, where can they place the ball to keep it away from the actual defender. So for example, they're thinking about putting the ball on the safe side. So if you was to come on the right side, they're going to try to shift the ball onto the left side. Another thing that they can start to think about is screening and protecting the ball with their arm out. So another teaching point you can add into there is, if I come onto your right side, which arm are you going to put up? Would it be your left or would it be your right? They should hopefully say right side. Okay, and if you was to move on to the other side, which arm are you going to put up and where you're going to put the ball? So they're going to say they're going to put their left arm up and they're going to put the ball on the right side. Okay, so they're thinking about different sides that they're looking to place the ball. Okay, and that's the end of this practice. Now just remember to like and subscribe to this channel so you can keep up to date with all the future videos that we have coming up. Now if you would like a step-by-step methodology or a process that you could follow and put into practice right away, then I would like to invite you to join our Parent to Coach membership. Now there's a link below this video that you can find in the description, and you can join today and get your first 14 days absolutely free. That's right, you can get your first 14 days absolutely free, and all you have to do is click the link below this video to get started, and you can have your very own program starting today. I'll see you on the inside.